You know, I remember when this story came out a year ago, I was quite annoyed when the name of the high school came out and said 70% of the grade 7 cohort could not read. And I wondered, why would you want to call the name? And I interviewed the Reverend, who was the principal at the time. And less than a year after, a literacy crisis made headlines. Pembroke Hall High School is reporting a major academic turnaround. Principal of the institution, Reverend Claude Ellis, is with me now to share that remarkable story. Morning, sir.
Morning, good morning.
Because of the Reverend, happy Ash Wednesday. I guess you have some church duties today, don't you?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes.
Before I get to the brilliant news, why in the world would someone go through prep, primary, junior, whatever you want to call it, and reach high school and can't read all right? Well, how can that happen?
Well, unfortunately, the system as we have it now is one that is almost like a conveyor belt where students are put on and sent up irregardless of
whether you're improving or not, them does.
Yes, and so when it is a particular time, 12 years old, 11 years old, it's time for you to move to secondary school. And so irrespective of where you are sent up.
Is there another way to do it?
Well, there is, but it is going to take courage and it is going to take money, because if you find a student unable to read at grade 4 and you say, okay, we're going to keep you back, it means that this student would be 1 year behind in high school. And so there are few things that need to be done. Spend more money at the early childhood and primary level to ensure that they get the foundation. And also at the high school level, make sure there is something. We now have the sixth form program to accommodate some of that. But if it is enlarged some, then a student who is coming in at, let's say, 13 years old at grade 7, we would be able to deal with them. But I would much rather get less money at the high school and get students who are performing at their level.
Beautiful.
Than to get the money at the high school to fix it.
Beautiful. Would you have known, Mr. Principal, that this would happen? Did you know that the cohort, 70% of them couldn't read? You didn't know that before you started school?
Well, based on the results that we would have gotten from the PEP analysis, we could look at it and we could say, okay, this is what the results are showing. And so at that time, we would be able to begin our strategy before September.
Eh? But you would have to hold back some of these kids, though, wouldn't you? Repeat first form, repeat second form, or something so?
We try, but you only have so much class size and class space. And so when you hold back a certain amount in grade 7, what it means is that when they get to grade 8, you are going to have a bigger grade 8. And currently, well, usually our class size is 40. We get 40 grade 7s, and the 40 goes all the way up to grade 11.
Yeah, but Principal, wouldn't you be doing the same thing that they're doing in prep and primary if you're going to send them up when you know they're not ready for grade 9 or grade 10?
Well, the thing is, at my school, what we do, even though persons are sent up, they are not sent up in the regular stream of programs. So what we have interventions at each grade level.
Beautiful.
And so even at grade 10, where students are normally doing 8 or more subjects, there are some students we say, you can't do 8 subjects, so we're going to focus on 4 for you.
Beautiful.
And we deal with them at where they are, because at the end of the day, when you leave high school, you must leave with some level of certification.
Beautiful.
You must leave having hopefully a skill, but you are not able to do 8 or 10 subjects.
Beautiful. 7 out of 10 couldn't read, and you did something. What did you do?
Well, one of the first things we did is we met with our staff and we said, hey, this is a challenge. How can we fix this? Because it is a community effort. And so we looked at some strategies that we could have employed. We lessened the class sizes. In 2023, we offered a mandatory summer school that was free. We asked the staff, we said, hey, this is a challenge. They're going to go up to grade 8. Let's get it sorted out now. And people gave us their time. No money at all, the parents were asked. All we asked them to do, send the children. And so we did all of that. We had specialists to come in and to do workshops and seminars with the students. We also looked at each teacher's resume, teachers that were there for a while, and realized that, oh, you're trained in literacy and numeracy. So what we did was to move around people. So even though you were not working as a literacy teacher, you are trained in literacy. So we now move you into that program so that it could be bolstered.
Gosh, how you feel?
Well, it's good enough. It's good when you see the students. And I'll give you an anecdote. A week ago, I went into a class. So now we have on the timetable, drop everything and read. And so I went to a grade 7 class, current grade 7. And I said to them, what do you have now? And they said, there. And I said, okay, so where is a book? Have you gone to the library to get a package of books? And they said, but sir, we can't read, you know. And I said, okay, so the aim now is not for you to read. The aim is for you to use the reading to improve and to go to another country that you have never gone to before and so on. So it was good to hear when the students say, sir, we're doing drop everything and read, but we can't read. You know? And so the idea now is to say to them, let's move it from I can read to just read because it's fun to read.
What have you seen in those students who couldn't make a sentence first and now they can read? What that must be so empowering for them.
Yeah, and you find that the students are more settled.
Right.
And because the students are more settled, the school become more settled. Because sometimes when students are unable to perform at the level they are supposed to, they get frustrated and they give trouble so that they can be sent out of the class because they don't want to do the work and so on. So we do that. We also have a program for those students that we were talking about last year that are now in grade 8, and the one before that we worked on that is now in grade 9. We have Dr. Sykes who come in with the medical students from UWI on a Saturday, and they do Saturday classes with them because we want to, you're out of grade 7, you're out of the program, but we still want to continue the process until you're at the point where you are proficient and where we want you to be.
I was reading, you didn't do this alone. You got help from other schools.
Yes.
You saw programs in other schools that you took on, didn't you?
Absolutely. When we did what we did in 23, we saw what Mrs. Baston was
Holy
doing
Trinity.
at Holy Trinity, and we said, hold on. But this is something that we are doing. So we connected with Miss Baston, and when she heard it, she said, yeah, this is something. So we automatically enrolled on their program. So we're using their curriculum because it was tested and so on. We also are, they ended up working through their donors and so on, e-learning Jamaica. So we have the software that is now given to us through e-learning so we can better help our students. So we're working with them and we're looking to see what models are working because we're not inventing anything. We're just looking to see what works for us and what works in our setting.
Principal, I'm scared to ask you this question. This going to happen to you again? You're going to get another cohort where we can't read again or you have to go through all of this again?
The truth of the matter is I don't know. But one thing I know is I'm prepared for whatever comes. Because I don't determine who the ministry sends to us. And so whoever you send, our job is not to say, woe is me, I can't be bothered. Our job is to say, okay, how can we move this child from here to here? And so whomever the ministry sends, we'll have to work with them.
Yeah. Does not that happen because of how you get through the, what do you call it now? PEP.
Yes.
So your school would have a certain grade and George's would have a certain grade and Campion would have a certain grade.
That is correct.
So whether you like it or not, you're going to get some kids that probably on the lower end, for want of a better word.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what the system is. But the truth is, these children have to go somewhere. And someone has to care enough to move them from where they are to where they need to be. And so while I would love to get students who are operating at their level at grade 7, if it is I get students operating at the lower end, we are prepared to work with them. And I'm not asking anybody to send me all of them. That's not what I'm doing. But I'm just saying we can't look at it because these students still need somewhere to go.
Wow, that's incredible. And I suspect you're not the only school that would be getting some of these youngsters who are not doing as well as they could be doing.
No. The literacy is not a Pembroke Hall High School problem.
I know.
It is a national problem. And when you look at the statistics and so on, it says that. And so we are only one of the many schools who are having the same kinds of crises.
When do you think, and maybe it is already, but when do you think Pembroke Hall will be a school of choice?
We have been looking at that and we have been working towards that. And what we see with this grade 7, we are saying if we follow them through by grade 11, this cohort will be a cohort to be reckoned with. And so we are holding them accountable. We're doing what we have to do. We're holding our teachers accountable. And 4 years from now, we're hoping to look at the CSEC results, which is the marker, and say, hey.
I did say final question, but most of your kids come from the area or no?
Most of them come from the area. We predominantly get from 13 schools.
Wow.
13 schools.
Wow. Sir, amazing work, sir.
Thank you.
Amazing work. I'm so impressed with you, sir. I was very annoyed when they called the school name because I think that would have given the kids a hard time.
Yes.
But this is great news.
Yes.
Now the kids them can hold up them chests and say, no, man.
Yes.
We are dealing with it.
So we're printing the article now, and we're posting it across the school because, yes, they were a little frustrated and annoyed when the first article came out. So we're printing it and posting it across the school so that they can see it and realize that we do have some celebration to do.
Beautiful, sir. Before you leave, pray for that man for me, no? He must even watching him know him may talk, but him never even look, but him know it's him our star. Him need it, Reverend. Look,
yes, man.
Just came up now like a car and said 2 words to him. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
God bless you, sir. And have fun today. I know it's one of your days today.
Yes, it
have
is.
fun. Principal of Pembroke Hall High School. What a great story. Well done, youngsters. Well done, youngsters. And they said the sky is the limit. Well done. He's Reverend Claude Ellis. Up next, fun stuff. Where's Chris? We're going to sing.